Hey everyone, it's Aubrey, recovering perfectionist, queen of distraction, and we are back again today with one more item on my to-do list that I just really don't want to do. But we've got some big changes coming this month in our family, so it's got to be done. Starting this month, my husband Josh is going to be working from home, and with a family of 4 in a 3-bedroom house, we are limited on office space, and he realistically needs to be in a place where he can shut the door and have some sort of quiet, secluded area. And I went over all of the options in my mind, and I had the thought of putting Jackson and Alec in a shared room, but with a 6-year age gap between them. Alec is still napping. Jackson goes to bed and wakes up after and before Alec, and I would really like to keep my toddler's sleep schedule as uninterrupted as possible, so that's... boy sharing a room is just not a realistic option right now. So the office is going to be in our bedroom, which means our computer that used to be in the closet is now going back into the closet, which I don't mind working from inside our walk-in closet. It doesn't bother me, but I can't really expect Josh to work in there for 8 hours of his day. So we have a new standing desk that's going to be coming into our room, and there's just a lot of general tidying and reorganizing that needs to be done. If you all watched the video a couple months ago where I cleaned and reorganized Alec's room and I took the legs off of the rocking chair, the rocking part of the chair is still just put together in my room, and it's been here for the last couple months, so that needs to be taken care of. This is just where all the miscellaneous shenanigans ends up, like I've talked about before. It's time to take care of it, and Josh working from home is obviously a big motivation for me to get that taken care of. So without further ado, let's do the things. I was just trying to decide where to start, and I feel like the box of bathroom garbage from when I cleaned out our bathroom last week might be a good place to start. So quick story / confession. My first YouTube video, if any of you recall, it was 10 things I'm not buying in 2023, and one of those items was linens. With that being said, I did at some point want to get a new pair of sheets, so I was looking for sheets. My goal was to find a good pair of sheets, ponder on it, and then get them next year. But when Target released their fall patterns for their flannel sheets, I came across these ones online. I could not stop thinking about them for like over a month. And then Josh and I were at Target together, and I saw them in person, and the color was just so much better in real life than it was online, and I wasn't gonna get them, but Josh was like, you obviously really like these sheets. And so I got them. And do I regret it? Absolutely not. Also, just so everybody knows, I have had Confessions by Usher stuck in my head for the last however long it's been since I talked about the sheets. Okay, we're gonna get distracted just real quick. So a couple months ago, I stripped all of me and Josh's sheets. I soaked them in the tub for a very long time, and the sheet set that I have on today was one of those sets, but I only ended up putting one of the pillowcases in, and I want to see, can you tell the difference between which one was stripped and which one wasn't? I can tell. Well, that's good enough. Nightstand drawer I really don't use, but apparently I do. I'm very curious to see how much money that is, but it looks like the majority of the time when I do use this drawer, it's when like the kids are sick. There's a lot of tinctures and essential oils. Is this just like my first aid kit? I'd kind of like, I don't know, what I'd like to put in here. I just don't really utilize this space. Also, I like these nightstands, but I don't like the size. They're just too small for this space. It looks silly, but coming from a little over 500 square foot apartment, when we moved into this room, I was not concerned with having things be too small. My concern when purchasing things was like, is this going to fit? So I didn't measure, I knew that they would fit. I just didn't ever think that they could fit a little too much. So I would really like to get new end tables. I also would like to get different lamps. I'll show you, if you haven't already noticed, the very large vintage situation that's over on Josh's nightstand right now. I'm gonna count this money. $258. And I don't buy things with cash, so this is all money, like if people needed to pay me back for something, or if Josh didn't clean out his pockets when I did his laundry, any money I find in the dryer, if it's not Jackson's, then I will keep that. So that's kind of cool. That could pay for maybe new nightstands. Maybe one new nightstand. Nightstands are expensive. Why is furniture so expensive? Well, that's cool. I'm excited about that. Also very unrelated, if you have AirPods, do yourself a favor and get yourself a second case and separate your AirPods into right and left case. Only use one at a time, that way you can still hear when your kids are screaming for you, and when you lose one, you've got a backup. Trust me, I've learned from experience, and I highly recommend this hack. I don't know if any of you recall, my grandma passed away over the summer, and over the course of the last couple of months, my dad and my uncle were going through her storage unit, and I said, save me any gold frames that you find. Well, this box is not even half of what I was brought. I would like to do some kind of gallery wall somewhere, but I haven't figured that out yet. So I've got a box full of frames that I don't know what I'm gonna do with, and yeah, also, they were like, do you want these lamps? And I thought, hey, perfect. There are my nightstand lamps that I wanted, but they looked a lot smaller in the picture. Yeah, in the picture they didn't look like they were the actual size of the nightstand, so those are going elsewhere. To donate, and I think that this is better than just having a box in my room. At least this put somewhere a little bit more efficient, like under my bed. Okay. There really isn't much under our bed, thankfully, but since I am going to be putting stuff under our bed, I'm going to clean out under our bed because I just feel like that is what I should do. There's a bunch of cords, probably like 40 Hot Wheels in here. I think Josh's grandpa bought all those. If anybody has been interested in trying Candid or teeth straightening, Josh did it a couple years ago and it was actually extremely helpful. The last step you're supposed to wear as a retainer, and he lost that, so his teeth have shifted. But even as they've shifted back to where they were, there was still a significant difference for him. So that is my unofficial good review of Candid. This stuff is on my side. Ugh, this stool. What do I want to do with this?
You ask that every time you pull it out. Shove it back under there.
Well, I know, because I feel we don't use it and it's dangerous for anybody standing on, but I feel like we can't get rid of it because your grandma painted it. So my grandma got me this as a wedding gift, and it is very lovely, but yeah, I already have silverware. So I didn't really expect there to be much under our bed, but there was even less under there than I thought there was going to be. So I'm going to put the things back that need to go back, and I'm going to put the legs of the rocking chair and those pictures under there now, and then I think I'm going to start tackling the desk area, which I'm dreading the most. So right now, Josh is in the garage very gallantly resanding the top of the desk for me, and he's going to just do a clear stain on that. It started getting just kind of like dirty and gross where our hands would be. So yay about that. I do need to clear a space in the closet now. And then I'm gonna move our Christmas presents that I have just under our bed, because I think I'm gonna have to move some stuff up on the shelf to make this rearrange situation happen. So back to putting more things under the bed. Other way.
This way?
Yeah.
Ain't gonna fit. It is gonna fit.
Told you, I measured. Why would you do that in my video?
Are you laying in our bed?
Ow!
Alrighty, so it is the next morning. I made my bed. The closet is cleared out and ready for the desk. The stain coat that Josh put on yesterday is not ready. I think it's gonna need to be out in the garage for another day or two. So instead of not having a computer to use, he did just set up his new standing desk. Like, it raises, it's quite fancy. So we just temporarily have a functioning computer here, but I'll show at some point in this video what everything looks like when it's all said and done. I'm not a huge fan of this, but I do feel like it does in some way look better than the smaller desk that was there. I do have a couple things that I want to do this morning. Alec and I are about to leave for his music class, and I think we're gonna leave a little bit early and stop by Home Goods, and I'm going to just see what they have for table lamps and maybe some kind of like console sideboard tiny situation for right there, just something with doors. I really want to have some kind of more friendly, easily accessible situation for the books and paperwork and whatnot that we have up in our closet. It's annoying for me to get to, and then things end up getting left out because I don't want to deal with putting it away. And yes, that is a flaw of my own, but at this point I'm willing to spend some money to make that whole situation more functional. Alrighty, so it is a few days later. I'm not quite sure how much time has passed, but Josh's computer is all ready for his first day of work on Monday. We moved my computer into the closet. It's nothing fancy, but I'm perfectly content with this space. I do think that it is much cuter than Josh's area, but this is real life and we're doing what we gotta do. Can't always be Pinterest worthy. I did get this beautiful hunk of junk. If I could give this thing 0 stars simply because of how big of a pain it was to set up, I would do so. If I could go back in time and not buy this thing because of how big of a pain in the rear it was to set up, I would make that choice. The overall quality is less than stellar. I don't have anything in it yet, but I do like the option in there for the shelf configuration. And Alec was really enjoying it as well. He was playing with it like it was a Little Tykes, my first confessional kind of situation.
Hi.
So
Hi.
that's what we've got going on. A lot has been done over the course of the last, I think, week or something. I'm happy with everything that we got done, how things are looking. Lovely clean slate for a new mess now. Alrighty, well that is that for this video. Thanks for tagging along. I'll see you in the next one. As always, I love you, have fun, and be kind.